Welcome to the Content Amplified podcast, brought to you by Masset. Our goal is to help you get more from your marketing content. Each episode is a 10 to 15 minute interview with industry experts that share amazing insights to help you squeeze as much juice from your content as you possibly can. Here's today's interview.
Welcome back to another episode of Content Amplified. Today, I'm joined by Tyler. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Love it. Tyler, before we dive into the subject today, maybe if you just take a second, introduce yourself. We'd love to get to know you, and then we can dive into the subject for the day.
Yeah, great. So Tyler Heaps. I'm the head of marketing for Rain Retail Software. We do point-of-sale software for specialty retailers. It's definitely a niche audience, but it's a really fun market to be in.
Love it. Love it. I'm excited about this. I was kind of nerding out before the podcast saying, okay, well, we could talk about this or this and this. You've got so many interesting things. I'd love to dive into all of them, but we came to an idea that I'm really excited about. Virtual events. In your industry and area, there are physical events that you attend, but you've recently gotten into this idea of hosting virtual events. Why did you make that decision? Why did you start to reach out and think, why do we want to provide a virtual event for our audience?
Yeah, I think the main thing that drew us to that is we work in a lot of different industries for our point of sale. And with some of those industries, they'll get one event every single year to attend, and others they'll get multiples, but that doesn't mean everybody can be able to attend that. And so we were looking at our audience and how can we provide value to them, but also we have partners that we work with in each of the spaces, and we wanted to give our partners a chance to also leverage that audience as well. And so we decided to host these free events. We do them completely free and it's all virtual, but then our audience gets a chance to hear from industry experts. They get a chance to learn something new and also do some Q&A. And really it just takes up about a day of our time to run it. And we've had very positive feedback from our customers in the different industries when we've done these.
I love it. I love it. So when you're preparing for these events, how are you preparing that much content? How are you reaching out to people to speak at this? How are you organizing that? Like as a content marketer, and I'm tasked to do a virtual event, how do I even start to swallow, getting all of that built?
Yeah, it's definitely a mad push for sure. I mean, we have a dedicated couple of individuals that is helping build it. Like I said, we work with our partners, and so we definitely will leverage our partners to also help promote it. We like to provide them with a template of things of, hey, yes, this is what's worked in the past, and then let them own it. When it comes to getting all the presentations together and things, we rely on them to what do their customers care about? What do you want to say to the industry? And it's very collaborative. It's a lot of hard work, but it does ultimately pay off, and by being able to share out the video after the fact, and we have people come back and continue to watch those both on our YouTube feed, and it pays dividends for months down the road.
Love it. So when you look at virtual events, obviously with the buyer's journey, there's various levels of interaction. There's levels at the awareness stage, consideration, decision, things of that nature. What is your primary focus with virtual events? If you're looking at doing a virtual event, am I expecting just to have awareness? Are you actually converting into customers? Somewhere in between? Should I consider that? What part of the buyer's journey does this fit into?
Yeah, so for us, we take a different approach with every single one of them. We have some industries where we're very well known in the industry because we've been doing it for a long time. We have others where we're fairly new because we just decided to open up a new industry and start selling into it. And so, for example, the industry that Rain started in was quilting and sewing, so doing point of sale for quilters and sewers and their retail stores. And we've been there forever. We've been there. Everybody knows who we are. And so when we do that virtual event, it's primarily to give back to our customers. It's more of a customer marketing event, whereas we did a dive shop event earlier this year we do point of sale for dive shops where they sell dive equipment out of their store, but they also go do fun things and take people on scuba trips. For that one, the whole point of that was to go out and acquire new customers. So that one had a mix of both, where we were giving back to current customers, giving them information that they care about, but also we were using it as a lead gen effort and tool. And so the content was primarily built around that. We had a whole section where we were giving a demo of our product and gave a lot of people to ask some live Q&A. And so I just say, if somebody's looking to do it, look at your audience. What do they care about? And look at the needs of the industry. And we adjust every single one of them based on the current needs of what are we trying to hit from our marketing goals? What do our customers care about? Is this something that we really just need a lot of brand awareness behind? So lots of different questions to ask and answer for that.
I love the thoughtful approach about specifically what your market needs. I think it's cool, especially with you operating in so many industries, to understand there's various levels of the buyer journey for the industry as a whole. So I think that's really powerful. Talk to me about pre-marketing. So when it comes to virtual events, you have to create all this content, create all this value, but you also got to get people to show up. How do you typically recommend people go out there and get people to register and get excited and build some buzz just in general about the virtual event and getting people to attend?
Yeah, I mean, I think that what's worked really well for us is, for a long time, especially in the point of sale space, people are familiar with, well, I'm going to go to the trade show and I'm going to see a few different technology providers and I can talk to them then. This was a fairly new concept, and so we treated it just like a lead gen activity, especially with our more lead gen efforts, with leveraging social media, leveraging paid ads, all of the different channels. But a big part for us was leveraging our partner marketing. So we have partners in the space that they have a large set of customers that they might be providing a completely different service, but we offer the same customer base, and in most cases we have an integration with them. And so we ask them to be a keynote of the event, and as a result, they're also going to help promote it on their end. That's been really effective because it adds some instant credibility, where they can also see, this is another brand that I interact with, and they're also promoting it. That's been really helpful. I mean, with a few that we've done, we've had over 50% of the audience register, attend live, and watch almost the whole thing. We also treat it in a format of, hey, you drop in based on the session that you want to watch, and if you want to stay on, great. If not, go ahead and drop off. So we announced we treat it just like a typical marketing event, where you can know the schedule beforehand, and that's been really effective, where we're not making people sign up for the entire duration. And so our customers and as well as prospects have given us really good feedback on these so far. And then there's, of course, always the recorded element where we share it out afterwards and they can watch it on our YouTube channels or wherever they want to see it. So the whole point is really just providing value back to the industry, and not we offer everything for free, and it's just join the event and get something out of it. And if you want to choose to work with Rain, great.
So you started to talk about this a little bit as well. You've got all this content, it's all recorded. Marketers know and love this concept of repurposing content. So what are some of your strategies that you have for slicing and dicing and resharing and hosting your content, getting mileage out of it outside of this single day event that people are showing up to? How are you getting full mileage out of the events?
The big part is with our partners. We're working with them and we're taking out portions of their presentation that we might be able to use for other marketing activities. Or we're also, we have customers that are very happy customers join the event and speak about their experience, treat it as a testimonial. From there, we're able to take that portion and turn it into other marketing pieces and maybe put it on our landing pages or put it on different things. And there's definitely the taking the actual presentations themselves and turning them into downloadable content, whether it's blog posts or white papers or whatever the audience wants to consume. We can take all of those things. I mean, this is just content that we can repurpose and we can turn it into things that people want to use. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that the topics we're talking about are topics that really directly affect the audience right now and has a long-term effect. And so if we can repurpose that into additional content that can be shared out in a different way to be consumed versus sitting down and watching a video, then our audience has responded really well to it.
So tactical advice. So I've decided, okay, I'm interested in virtual events. I want to run one. What software do you use and what do you like about it to actually run the virtual event? I know that there's a lot out there. What have you used in the past?
Yeah, so we're currently using a software called Wistia. It's been great for us. We also use HubSpot as our main CMS. And so the thing we like about it is it works directly with our HubSpot. It's really friendly for marketers. I've tried Zoom Webinar, not to go on the negative path of some of these others, but Wistia was definitely the most user-friendly from a marketer's standpoint that we've interacted with. We've been able to leverage both that and HubSpot and create landing pages, create the easy registration forms, and just make it easy for people to also get on and speak. I mean, not everybody that we've done these events with is very technically savvy. And so the challenge has been, okay, how do we find the right software that somebody that's not technically savvy at all can get on and do what we're asking them to do, but also have somebody that maybe is more familiar not be bored with it. Kind of a mix that we found works well, and we're able to get everything into our HubSpot that we need to be able to market to our customers and collect all of the lead data, all that fun stuff.
And we're not sponsored by either of those solutions. It's just a matter of tactical advice. Again, if you're in content marketing, that's a solution worth looking into, and the integration with HubSpot sounds awesome. Do you do pre-recorded content or is it all live? What's your recommendation there?
So we've experimented with live so far. We haven't done anything pre-recorded. Live in the sense that we're doing multiple calls up into that point. So everybody that's going to be participating on video, we'll do a couple dry runs beforehand, make sure everybody knows the process, so it runs smoothly. But it's all been live up to now.
Love it. And then as far as the team managing everything in the background, like answering questions and all that kind of, what does it look like? Obviously, you have presenters that are talking about content. What does the rest of the team need to be doing during the actual event to make sure it's going off without a hitch?
Yeah, so we have a couple of people that are basically in a conference room almost the entire time that it's running, but for a lot of time leading up to that, where we're watching the audience view, the way the audience is seeing it, but we're also watching the admin view to make sure that that's going smoothly. We've only done like 4-hour segments, so it's usually 4 different presentations, and then we'll take about a 10-15 minute break in between each one, allow people to either drop off or join for the next one, and it's worked pretty well. We've found a good system for us.
I love it. Well, I'm sure I could dive into questions all day long. This is super fascinating. Love your approach to virtual events and how you're providing value to your customers for free. As promised, this episode and these podcasts go by quickly. We've run out of time today. But Tyler, if anyone wants to continue the conversation online, how can they reach out and connect with you?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn's definitely the best way to get a hold of me. I'm always happy to connect with others and love connecting with people on LinkedIn. If there's ideas that you want to share, I'm sure I'll definitely have questions that I'd like to ask to those that connect with me, because we're all a community of marketers, right?
Well, Tyler, thanks again for the time today. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Content Amplified podcast. Please subscribe and leave us a review. And for additional ways to get more out of your content, visit our website at getmasset.com. That's getmasset.com. And tune in next time to the Content Amplified podcast.